There's really something special about the water. We're really attracted to it. I think it's the beautiful calming noise of the waves and the beautiful aspect you get from living on the ocean. The house we're about to see today is just in its infancy, and we're going to watch the whole project take place. In this episode of Before and After, we follow the build of a modern beach house in one of the most amazing locations you'll ever see. And we meet the builders who have to battle the elements to get it done. We're in San Remo, Western Australia, about an hour's drive south of Perth. Here life is a beach, and the blocks of land don't get much closer than this one. But with this proximity comes all the elements as well. The wind, the rain, the storms coming off the ocean and blowing straight into the block. We meet Lorenzo from Cassari Group to find out the ins and outs of this challenging build. Well, I absolutely love this location. I mean, this is probably a prime place to put a beautiful house. What's the story here? Who were the owners?
The owners are related to me. They've owned this particular property for 20 odd years. They've been here, living here in what used to be a old beach house that they bought.
Okay.
And they've been wanting to do this for forever.
All right, well, just run us through the new house. What's it going to look like?
2 stories, 5 bedrooms, 5 en-suites.
5 bedrooms. Who's going to live in these 5 bedrooms?
Hopefully future grandchildren.
Okay.
So, 2 powder rooms, a lift, and both floors are fully polished concrete.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a bit of pressure on you because polished concrete doesn't hide any mistakes.
It doesn't, no. No, not at all. The clients really wanted a white, clean, industrial kind of cement look.
Okay, great. And how many homes do you guys build a year?
At the moment, we're doing about 6 to 7 a year.
So it's only a very small boutique kind of building.
We only do custom homes, one-off homes like this.
Okay.
We're not into mass volume. That's not our...
Well, that way you can give it a lot more attention to detail, can't you? Because you're here and watching everything happen.
That's right.
So nothing goes wrong.
That's exactly why we've structured our company the way we are.
The windows are going to play a big part in this house.
Absolutely.
In my opinion, good windows means that you don't see them because you can just see the view. And I think what's going on here is going to be pretty special.
The windows here are obviously largely set around capturing the views of the ocean. It's a high wind region, straight across from the ocean, so there's no disruption to the when the storms do come in. There'll be a lot of wind pressure there, but they want to have a large viewing area with minimal frame disruption. So the frames will be recessed into ceilings, walls, and floor. The architects have specified a high-end residential product, which are designed not only to look good but to perform very well. And so, as a licensed fabricator of that brand of products, we were lucky enough to be able to look at this project and work with Cassari on this one. And the products all perform to beyond what's required for this site. If need be, they can be used in cyclonic regions, so they're perfect for this type of project. Essentially, it's a residential product in how it's designed to be used in a house, but the performance of the workings is a commercial grade. We're a West Australian owned and operated business. Pride ourselves on the fact that we're using wholly Australian products and that, as much as we can, we do what we can locally.
Okay, so what's it going to look like when it's finished? What kind of a theme is going on here?
It's a very modern, contemporary theme. The outside's going to be a combination of rendered walls, texture render, and stone cladding.
Okay.
And all in combination. Specific walls are clad, whereas other ones are rendered, and they're all to complement each other.
It just sounds like such a special home, and I can't believe we're actually going to watch the journey with you. So we're looking forward to seeing how it all evolves.
It's going to be great. I'm excited.
Coming up, the house starts to take shape, and later we can reveal the finished home. The view will leave you breathless. We're in San Remo, Western Australia, about an hour's drive south of Perth, to watch the build of this modern beach house with views like no other. The next time we visit the site, a lot has changed. Lorenzo brings us up to speed.
Oh, we've been busy. Yeah.
Now the winds, how have the winds been going here? Because I know they're a real problem in the afternoons.
The summer sea breeze is pretty bad.
Yeah.
It can be picked up. And winter gales, you can get a lot winter storms. So you can get, in winter, you can get storm gusts of about 110, 120 kilometers an hour.
Incredible, because that's the Indian Ocean there. Just,
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping it.
No, there's no shelter whatsoever.
So has there been a problem with any of the build days? Have you lost any time?
We've lost a little bit of time. It's been too windy to lay bricks to just blow the walls over because the mortar's still wet.
Is
and
that
kind of
right?
thing. Yeah, but it hasn't been too bad.
Yeah.
We've lucked out. Generally, the weather's been pretty blue skies and lately, so we've been able to make up a bit of time.
Well, today just reminds me why the owner has loves this spot so much.
Oh, it's a brilliant location.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
I meet the owner, George, to find out his vision for the house. What was here before and why this block?
Oh, I think when you see the views from the camera and that there, I think that'll explain the reason I bought this property 19 years ago.
How did the kids feel about when you pulled that down the old house? Were they kind of heartbroken?
No, because I think they got to the stage where they knew it was a bit hard for them to come down. I mean, 20 and 30-year-olds in bunk beds don't work, if you know what I mean. The bedrooms are fairly small to those days when that house was built.
The children still a consideration in the new house?
Oh, definitely. I mean, downstairs is where we've got all the kids' bedrooms, allowing that they're going to have, we're going to eventually have grandchildren too, so they've all got their own en-suites and all that. And we made it more friendlier, if you want to say that.
For kids?
For the kids to come down with their kids, because at least they'll be downstairs, they've got the games room down there. And
they can run amok and you can be up here.
And we're up here, and we'll still have a bit of tranquility and privacy, we hope.
Absolutely. The house that was here was a two-storey, wasn't it?
Correct, yeah.
So you still had a view, didn't you?
Oh, our balcony was very similar to what we had there, and obviously not as big as what we've got now, but yeah, we used to live on the balcony. That was where we had breakfast, lunch and dinner.
Well, George, I can see why. I mean, this view is absolutely beautiful. And that's it's your beach. You could almost give it your own name.
Well, I actually say it when we're overseas and you go to the beaches in Europe and that, and you're walking on rocks and that, and you say, give me San Remo any day, or give me my beach any day. So no, it definitely is a feel. We go for walks, and then sometimes you go and lay down on the beach there and there's no one there.
Now, as you get older, obviously you're not going to want to have it live in a double story. I mean, how are you going to cope with steps and things?
Well, as much as I got criticised by my whole family, my biggest thing when I started looking at with Mary to design the property, I said I want a lift, and that's it.
All parts that make up a house must have the right balance of style and function, and a lift is no different. The owner is dead set keen on having a lift,
Yes.
and obviously the lift's going in.
Yes.
So what kind of lift have you got going in?
We've got an Easy Glide lift going in, so that travels at 0.3 metres per second, and it's a hydraulic system. In a residential setting, normally we stick around a 5-person, which is a wheelchair-friendly size, which you definitely want in a residential setting.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of upside-down living, so that's the way we do
there is
that.
on the beach too, because everyone's got the living area upstairs, and the bedroom downstairs.
Yes, that's
and
right.
So anybody who comes and visits wants to go upstairs, obviously.
That's right. And a lot of people want to retire in their houses, so by putting in a lift, it just makes it easier that way, you know. Cost, it comes really down to speed, but your entry-level lift, you're looking at about, between 40 and 50,000 plus GST.
Yep.
And that's supplied, installed and commissioned.
Okay.
Yep. So that's not just buying the unit, it's getting everything installed, wired, legally running, and yours.
And as an asset too, that'll help the value of the house.
Yes, that's right.
The top floor door will be clear when you come up the lift. The client wanted to take most of the view.
Yep.
And so as you come up, you'll be able to see glimpses of the ocean. The majority of the ceilings will be 3 meters.
Yep.
And then it drops down to a feature ceiling in the kitchen, which will be 2.4.
Also, there's a bit of a void at the back there, isn't there?
There is a small courtyard, an entertaining area at the back of the house.
That's going to look great.
It will, yeah. And the client specifically requested that. So if they're ever entertaining here and it's quite a windy day, they can entertain at the back of the house where it's all sheltered by 3 sides.
After the break, the kitchen goes in, and later we reveal the finished home in all its glory. We're in San Remo, an hour's drive south of Perth, to watch the build of this dream family home with an equally dream location. Lorenzo fills us in on the progress.
So a lot's happened since the last time we visited. We've obviously completed the structure. All the structural steel is in, the roof is on. We've finished all the exterior upper floor render. Internally, we've started our ceilings and paint, and upstairs we've finished the tiling, and behind me we have cabinetry going in.
Just like the mixed materials being used on the facade, the kitchen too is a mix of interesting choices. Timber veneer and 2-pack are just some of the materials that will make up this boutique design. The kitchen here is by Vantage Cabinets, who use nothing but the highest quality products. I can't wait to see the finished product.
Regarding the kitchen design, we've spent a lot of time with our clients in various meetings, both in their apartment at the moment, to see how they function and work at the moment and what they like and don't like in a kitchen. We've incorporated that into the design as a whole. We've had design meetings in our office, just refining the design and whatnot to suit their specific needs, their height. We've adjusted all the bench tops to make it more comfortable for them for when they're prepping their food and whatnot.
2 months later and the kitchen is in. Although now hidden under protective sheets, waiting patiently for the final reveal. We are not far away now.
No, we're in the final run.
But it looks like you are nowhere near being finished.
People always say that.
Why is that?
Because a lot of the things are finished, but we've got a lot of protection, as you can see everywhere, to prevent it from being damaged. So, you know, it's almost like you pull the covers off. It's like peeling a banana. You pull the protection off and you get the fruit. And that's really what's here.
We have to wait just a little bit longer. So what's going on here?
Right, so there's a stone top going over top the breakfast bar.
Yep.
And then, but where the food prep area is, it's actually a stainless steel bench top.
This location is so close to the ocean you could almost touch it from the front veranda. The views are simply amazing. But being this close also means the house is open to all the elements. And here in this part of the world, every day during the warmer months, the Fremantle Doctor comes in from the southwest and blows a mighty gale. Everything needs to be secured down, even the loo. One of the big visual challenges now is the stone elements, and for this, Lorenzo has brought in the pros.
The stonemasons have done a great job, I think. They're not quite finished, but they're there, and we've had to actually bring them in from Italy to do this job.
Is that right?
Yeah.
We check in on the lift installation.
So we're halfway through installation. You've got the doors at each level in, you've got the platform, you've got the ram and running gear, and then you've got the side part around the edge where the actual machine cabinet goes, and that's down on the bottom level. So what's left to do is finish the car and then do commissioning. And commissioning is the handover of the lift. So that's when there's full power run to the lift, a telephone line run to the lift, and then we do final testing and hand it over to the client.
The windows look really great, and they are certainly keeping the wind out today because it's so windy out there.
They are.
And it's just beautiful in here. The artwork here in this house is that.
That view is spectacular. That was one of the design considerations for the client. They wanted to maximize the view inside to outside.
So the owners are moving in about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Obviously it won't be totally finished then, I would imagine.
We'll have a few things to do outside and obviously a few little snagging items to tidy up internally.
Okay.
But yeah, otherwise they'll be able to move in.
Well, not long now. After the break, we can finally reveal the finished home. On a beautiful summer's day in San Remo, I catch up with the owners George and Mary for a tour of their finished home. It's such a beautiful home.
The ocean and the landscape speaks for itself. So the house was designed around.
Well, that's the artwork, isn't it?
That is.
I'll be honest, with the holidays, the amount of people come along and actually stopping, we were quite surprised. We were sitting on the balcony and people were stopping looking at us, and we're just looking and these people were just looking and...
Well, they like it, that's why.
Oh, well, yeah.
They probably want to copy it and do their own thing just like it. But the old one, don't you think the old one was good enough? Was here?
It was lovely. We had it for 18 years, but things were really falling apart. We had no choice.
It served its purpose. It was
Purpose.
great.
Yeah.
And we brought it when the kids were young, and it really...
Had some great times down here.
Very memorable times.
Well, now they've got not only their own bedrooms, their own suite. Just run me through how many bedrooms we got here
5 bedrooms.
and how many bathrooms?
Well, each bedroom's got its own ensuite. Makes
Wow.
life easier.
It just makes life easier.
It was a really good run to the finish line, I suppose. It was a bit hectic near the end, but we had lots of trades coming and going, just doing all the finishes touches. As you can see, there's lots of detail. The complexity of this job obviously really tested us as far as working out the finer details. There's a lot of detail in the job, so every wall, ceiling has a different interaction with a different material pretty much. So just working out how those interactions work and making it look just right took a lot of effort. It's definitely tested us, but the results are what you can see, and we're really proud of it.
It's such a beautiful view, and I just don't think you'd ever get sick of it.
You don't. It changes.
Well,
all
and that's
the
the thing, it
time.
does change, doesn't it? I mean, you've got different, even if a storm came, it'd be wonderful.
It's beautiful in winter.
It gets windy in the afternoon here,
It does.
and today we've got all these windows closed, which the windows are absolutely beautiful. The company who did them have done a wonderful
Done a
job.
lovely job.
Because you can't hear a thing.
No.
Eh?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you don't.
No,
get
very, very sturdy. And the whole idea is to bring the outside in so that when it's no wind, we just open the whole thing
Yeah.
up.
We worked out a lot of the design issues with the windows, given the wind conditions in this area early on, before we ordered any kind of materials and everything. So it was really just the fine tuning and getting all the details right. So that was nutted out fairly early in the piece, and then really they went in really well. Not a problem or a hitch, and they've come up really nice as well.
Now this little window break here is really clever too, because the winds do come from the south a little bit, don't they? So they can shield you. If you wanted to sit out there during the wind, you could almost sit in that corner.
It's well designed that way.
Really clever option of putting a lift in. Happy with that?
Well, I'm going to be honest, I was a bit anti-lift, and George
so were my kids.
really want it, but it's been invaluable.
You've opted for a real industrial kind of look in the kitchen and the staircase, which kind of is a juxtaposition against the stone and...
Bit of an eclectic
Yeah.
mix. I don't know. I love decorating, so too many years of looking at different things.
Well, this is interesting. Now, you didn't get an interior designer on this, did you?
No.
Yeah, this is all you.
Yeah, I love
done
decorating.
You've done a wonderful job. All
Jenny
the bedrooms
and Enzo Sperner, they own Ultimo Interiors. They're very close friends, so
Yeah.
all the furniture was from them, and they've been a big help. But no, I know what I like, and I'm pretty quick at picking things and putting things together.
Walking in today and just seeing the client smiles and how proud they are of the house is really rewarding for us as a company. We're really proud of the work we do, and just seeing their smiles and just seeing how absolutely content they are with the home and the finish of it is really rewarding in the end.
Well, there you have it. This home takes full advantage of its oceanside location and opens the house up to it. But it's also created spaces to hide away from the ocean when it turns nasty, which is just as important. To pull this off successfully, it's a real testament to the designers and the builders who have created it. The owners had 20 years of great memories in this location, and now, with their beautiful new home, they're sure to get so many more memories to come.